Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Salma Zafira Adilah, a student at Universitas Muhammadiyah Purwokerto, majoring in English education. This time, I will present the result of the research I did regarding the obstacle faced by teachers and students in carrying out online learning during this pandemic. To get the data, I conducted interview with 6 people. 5 students junior and senior high school, and 1 junior high school teacher. I do interview with these people a few weeks ago at the end of May. I conducted this interview to find out the state of the implementation of online learning during this COVID-19 pandemic. This is done to find out the obstacles that are often faced in online learning, so that later is hoped that it can support teachers to improve so they can do better learning. In the interview session with the students, I did it via WhatsApp video call, so I could interact with them in real time. The students I interviewed came from 5 different schools, 2 students in junior high school and 3 students in senior high school. I asked them 5 open-ended questions. They are question number 1. What do you think about the online school that you have conducted for approximately 1 learning year? Question number 2. What difficulties did you face while going through online school? Question number 3. In your opinion, is an English lesson effective online? What is the reason? Question number 4. Do you agree if school is carried out again offline as before? And give the reason. And here are the answers from the students that I have summarized. In the first question, 3 students state that they were bored with online learning. The reasons are various, such as feeling bored because the teacher does not explain the material but only gives many tasks for understanding, and some students feel bored because there are no friends to interact with. Meanwhile, two students argued that online learning was enjoyed because they could do assignment wherever and whenever they want. In addition, they also like online learning because the implementation is relaxed, unlike offline schools. In the second question, in the second answer, the difficulty experienced by the students in online learning is that they feel that their interaction with the teacher is limited and they cannot ask about the difficulties they experience directly. Because if they ask via private chat, there is a possibility that their message will not be replied by the teacher because maybe the teacher did not have time to reply their messages. In addition, the large number of tasks assigned seemed to be the main problem experienced by the students. And our students explained that when they carry out online learning, the number of tasks they had to do increased rapidly. Meanwhile, they have to study dozens of subjects at once. In addition, one student also explained his frustration about the unfair scoring system. Because many students just copy-paste their friends' work, but still get the same final score as those who do the assignment given independently. And this means the teacher is still less sensitive to the originality of the answer from students. In the third question, most of the students answered that learning English can still be carried out effectively even though only by online learning, because students can still solve some difficulty they experience by using the internet as a tool for helping them to find the various difficulties that they faced. Although a student answered that learning English is still ineffective because There are some topics that are still difficult to understand through online learning. For example, in grammar material. This because the students do not understand how to use the grammar structure. In the fourth question, four students agree that the implementation of learning was carried out offline as usual. They think so because they feel bored if they have to carry out online learning continuously. In addition, according to the students, the teacher also gave more assignment during the online learning. Almost all the interviews sound annoyed when they explained about that they had a lot of work to do every week. In addition, all the students thought that offline learning was more effective because they could interact directly with the teacher without having distracted by bad signals. For the interview session with the teacher, I did it via WhatsApp call to interact with him in real time. The teacher I interviewed named Mr. Sikit. He is an English teacher at Muhammadiyah 1 Purwokerto Junior High School. In the interview, I asked him four open-end questions. Question number 1. What are your obstacles during implementing online teaching and learning activities? And what's the biggest obstacle? Question number 2. According to you, what lesson topics are the most difficult to do online? Question number 3. What is the average response of students when undergoing online learning? Question number 4. What are your hopes for the implementation of teaching and learning in the future? And here is the answer which I have summarized. On the first question, Mr. Sigit tells that the main obstacles during implementing online teaching is the low enthusiasm of students in learning. He is confused because students don't get grades because they never do assignments, don't absent, and never appear on WhatsApp group discussion. There is not the biggest obstacle, but the most difficult obstacle, he said. Sometimes, some students are never seen during school. There are no contact that can be text, can be called, and the last solution, the teacher had to visit the student's house to know the real condition. In addition, the teacher has a fear. They are afraid that during this time, those who do assignments, daily tests, and the exams are not the student themselves, but done by the other family members. And this results in students not getting any knowledge from school and only getting good grades. On the second question, Mr. Sigit says that the most difficult learning topic is listening because students often ignore the given listening assignment. Teachers also find difficult to control students' understanding of the given listening topic. The teacher does not know the students' true abilities. And on the third question, Mr. Sigit answered that student response vary. Some are active and some are passive. But for grade 7, the average student response is passive in learning. On the fourth question, Mr. Sigit hopes that for the future, offline schools can be implemented again because according to Mr. Sigit, online learning for grade 7 students is considered ineffective because they are not mature enough to think that they need to commit to taking online classes in orderly manner. In addition, he also hopes that parents can always accompany their sons and their daughters at home while studying. From the interviews that have been conducted, the authors can conclude that online learning activities have not yet been carried out smoothly. Students and teachers still face obstacles that are quite disturbing in carrying out the learning process. Although it looks more efficient, But in reality, online learning has not been implemented according to the plans of the teacher or the government because of the many obstacles faced by both teacher and students. Based on the result of interviews, the problems faced by the teacher during online learning is that students are less active in learning. This makes teacher disappointed and confused in making assessment and others because of the frequent absence of those students. Even when the online lessons began, many students did not respond to the teacher because of the low activities of the student. Meanwhile, the most common obstacle faced by students is the large number of assignments given by the teacher to them. This evidenced by the result of interviews that have been conducted with 5 students, and all of them think that they received too many assignments during online learning. And from this problem, a possible solution is to strengthen the relationship between teacher and students so they can respect each other, understand the problems they face, and they can complement each they can complete each other uh, to overcome the problem faced during online learning. I hope that all schools in Indonesia and in all the world can carry out offline learning as usual when the COVID-19 pandemic has not come to this world. So later our lives as well as educational life will be normal again. So that's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.